Hey Alexis, how you doing? So that's what I thought. I thought that was the wrong file. So I'm so glad that you got the correct file submitted. Awesome. Um, okay, so I wanted to get on this quickly so we don't have any delays. But anyways, I think you're showing good typographic intent. I think you're showing good um, visual intent, more so, however. Let me explain what I mean. Typographic intent, you're showing this. You're showing sans serif, a bold headline, subhead, you're showing a serif. Um, and you're showing the typographic compositions that you're going to be using, and that's awesome. That's excellent. One of the things I think when I say typographic intent is this body copy right here. And it's common because I just want to make you aware that there are a lot of studios or a lot of, excuse me, excuse me, a lot of studios would be fine with this type of sketch, so long as they know that you have an idea, so that you're not burning hours moving form on screen. Okay, so you get this sketch, your art director says let's proceed with this. Okay, or the other possibility is that the art director says, listen, Alexis, these sketches are good, but I need to see typographic intent. In other words, what are you showing here? Are you showing a justified type? Is this a serif typeface, sans serif? Is there a drop cap? If so, is it the same style as the body copy? How are you demarcating the end and beginning of new paragraphs? How are your punctuation? How is your punctuation being set? Are you hanging your quotes? Things like that. Did you see what I'm saying? And a lot of that stuff can be shown right here in your that's what when I'm talking about typographic intent, that's what when I mention typographic intent, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention is this, is that I think that you're doing something very, very smart. And that is you're taking and you're designing your spreads. Okay, that is so critically important because a lot of students think that it's going to be effective to design page by page, and we know that not to be true. So this is a very smart decision. The one thing I want to bring to your attention is this. Okay, if you're using a grid, which I don't see on your drawings, which you really should be using a grid on your, I mean, I know you're drawing columns, I know you have this drawn out right here, but that's not a proper grid per se. Okay, so what you're doing here basically is this, is that if we're looking at this spread, we're looking at a symmetrical, almost mirror image at the fold. Body copy is certainly mirrored. This is certainly mirrored. We're looking at basically symmetry with a little bit of an exception right there and right there. Okay, so we see that same formula. Now that's a good page. I don't see it here. We definitely see it here. Okay, you've got the almost identical at the fold. This would be identical. These would fold right on top of each other, and that's just not going to be the most interesting visual layout. I would recommend not repeating a layout in the same 12 page, because this is very clearly going to say the reader's going to that's still going to be in their subconscious as well as their conscious mind. By the time they turn to the second, third spread, they're going to go, oh wait, I just saw that. So if that's the intent, that's fine. Just be aware that that's the case. Okay. Okay, and then again, this page here, we see just this 2-column grid. So and that's pretty common actually. So just as long as you're aware of that, there's nothing wrong here. You're not doing anything wrong at all. I think this is going to be a pretty fascinating presentation. Please watch symmetry. Okay, symmetry is not the most interesting solution. Look at how much more. Look at this page here. Look how much more interesting this page is. More so, look how much more interesting. Where was that other page? This page is asymmetric. That's pure symmetry. So is that. Look how much more interesting that is right there than that. See what I'm saying? Okay, so good job. Glad you got this in. Looking forward to seeing more. Thank you very much.